need to do help desk for 10 years. Learn the basics.
Well, that might have been the case in the 70s, old man. But times have changed. The things you had to learn over 10 years now are second nature to young people. Now, I can't say us young people because, well, I'm old now. But people have access to computers at birth these days. How many of you parents are guilty of shoving Cocomelon in your baby's face to shut them up, make them stop crying?
Kids these days.
Ooh, I wanna try. Pancake, milkshake.
More pancake!
Let's speed it up. Pancake. The bunny gets the pancake.
I think they're so smart. Don't even know the difference between a hard disk and a tape.
A tape? Like scotch tape?
Kids.
Anyways, the point is you don't need to do help desk to get into a tech job these days. You can become a software dev, a system administrator, a penetration tester, or a security analyst, or any other job that you're interested in just by putting in the work to learn it on your own. If you know how to do a job, then you know how to do a job. That's really all that matters. But why do you still get comments like this? Help desk. You gotta do help desk. Start with help desk because it's a remnant of the past that is still poisoning and plaguing the tech space today. This might just be my hot take, but help desk, just like every other position, has changed immensely. Help desk used to be a tech savvy person who knows all about computers and servers. They know how software works, how to fix it, how networks work, how to fix them, know about malware to some extent, and server configuration. Someone who's the liaison between the tech illiterates and the software and hardware that a company needs to function.
Nick Burns, your company's computer guy.
Both software and hardware have become so complicated that help desk in many ways has devolved. But first, a special thanks to the sponsor of this video, Coursera. You want to avoid help desk at all costs or get out of help desk as soon as possible? Coursera is here for you. Coursera can save you from the depths of the abyss of hell. Whatever tech job you're trying to get into, Coursera has a beginner cert to get you started on the path of your choice. If it's cybersecurity, you could check out the Google Cybersecurity cert or the Microsoft Cybersecurity cert. Coursera is one of the best sites available for beginners. And for a limited time, they're having a March promotional special, offering $100 off their Coursera Plus annual subscription. Did you miss out on the New Year's special? Well, here's your chance. Get it while you can. Go. So, anyways, help desk sucks and has in many ways changed and become less technical. I've worked for 2 MSSPs. One was a local mom and pop startup company that more closely resembled the help desk of the past, where I was pretty much expected to be that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You're right. I was not that guy. I had to do everything from house calls to troubleshooting networks, route network cables for small businesses. I got to drill a hole in somebody's wall where I broke my coworker's drill. Sorry about that. I set up a Windows server for a law firm, migrated their home brewed application that every lawyer there worked off of for all of their documentation. And I even transferred their email servers from on-premise to the cloud. Impressive, right? Well, it wasn't really that impressive. I spent so many hours late at night trying to figure out how to make that crap work that I was just stressing out of my mind. I literally decided that it was easier to quit 6 months in, dealing with all the workload that they were giving me at $15 an hour, commuting for 45 minutes both ways. And mind you, this was the end of my junior year of college, so I was commuting the 45 minutes, where I would work from 4 to 6 hours, while trying to keep up with my classes and my family responsibilities at home with my first 2 kids. That, combined with them firing my then boss, who originally worked for Microsoft, and having an awkward meeting where they told us they had to take a loan out to cover payroll. I was out of there faster than vodka in front of a Russian. It's okay, I'm Ukrainian. Looking back, I didn't really learn anything out of that position other than a little bit of network troubleshooting, Windows server configuration, and troubleshooting 2 types of software that we used for backups: Veeam and StorageCraft. It's funny too, because I remember one of the tier 2 technicians who worked there for the longest time asked me at one point why I'm still going to college if I already landed that job. Bruh, I can't support a family off $15 an hour, and I don't think I'm getting much of a pay raise from this place. My second MSSSSP job was working for $23 an hour, and what I consider to be the norm for what help desk is today. We worked off of a ticket queue with 4 levels of escalation. As a tier 1, I was the first point of contact for every ticket that came into our queue. ConnectWise! which is coincidentally what I used at my first MSSP job. Someone would either call us or email us, and I would take a look at the ticket or the voicemail and determine if it's something that I was responsible for doing or if it was an immediate escalation to our tier 2 team. And they would do the same, escalating up as needed. 95% of these requests consisted of, I can't log in, or my program isn't working. The remaining 5% were technical requests like SSL expiring notification or server upgrade request or hardware request. Basically, 5% of the things were things that I couldn't do remotely and required either more technical understanding of the environment for that particular company or an on-site visit to troubleshoot. To give you an idea, we provided services for companies like healthcare providers, construction businesses, and law firms. So I spent my 8 hours a day troubleshooting why someone who's working from home remotely, why their home network isn't connecting, and saying crap like, do you see this icon in the bottom right of your screen? Can you click it and tell me what it says? Honestly, the network troubleshooting killed me the most because I couldn't remote on and just immediately fix the issue. But generally speaking, I was the password reset and uninstall reinstall goon. My Excel macro isn't working. Uninstall, reinstall. I'm missing emails. Repair the PST file. Still not working? Uninstall, reinstall. My login isn't working. I can't access my network drive. Troubleshoot VPN. Reset password. Uninstall VPN, reinstall VPN. My printer isn't working. Uninstall, reinstall. Still not working? Escalate that shit, cause printers. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I got passwords to reset. Now, I didn't get to touch server configurations until the very end of my 1.5 years there, after I was promoted from tier 1 to tier 2 after one of the tier 2s quit. Which is funny because I quit about a month after I got my promotion because I expected more of a raise. And honestly, I was sick of getting emails from the newly onboarded company that we were providing service for, where there was no documentation for any of the processes or programs that they used. So I was thrown into blind phone calls and remote sessions attempting to troubleshoot software we've never touched before. Oh, and I was typically doing 80% of the tier 1 queue before I was promoted to tier 2 because one guy straight up just did not work. Like, I would watch the tickets he picked up, which he cherry picked to be the easiest of the bunch, and I would look at how long it took him to do a simple ticket, like a password reset, and he was just clearly not working. Total piece of shit. And the other guy kind of did the same thing, but he did slightly more tickets, which was about 15% of the ticket. Regardless, the pay bump to 25 an hour or 28 an hour, I can't remember, and the crap storm that ensued after we acquired the new company led me to frantically apply to every job that I saw in sight. I found a new job, gave my 1 week notice as a bit of an insult to them, which my boss at the time did not like, but I was there long enough to see the guy that straight up did not work get the boot. I initially thought that he quit because he found something better, but my boss said he actually finally fired him during the last Zoom call where I gave him my 1 week notice. So that was an interesting Zoom call. I ended up leaving just as they were able to hire somebody as my replacement, more or less, for tier 1, and I ended up giving him my equipment, coincidentally, because he was from the same city as me. When I started, there were 3 tier 1s, me, the guy that never worked, and the guy who got promoted to tier 2 and quit after landing an Azure engineering job, and 2 tier 2s. When I left, there were 2 tier 1s, the guy that they hired to replace me as a tier 1, and the guy who did 15% of the tickets, and 1 tier 2. Because the original tier 2 guy got promoted to tier 3, when the guy that got the Azure engineering job got promoted to tier 2, who I replaced when he quit. Needless to say, leaving was satisfying. Now, I imagine it was a lot of fun when I left, but that was my experience with what everybody refers to as help desk these days. I troubleshooted a bit of software, made sure people were able to log in their accounts, and I dealt with a lot of frustrated and angry people. Now, obviously, I can't speak to every help desk position out there, but Reddit can. Now, this guy, I like this guy. He classified the blanket term into 2 categories. Help desk, phone calls and customer service, nailed it, and desktop support, which is what the help desk of the past was. Think Best Buy Geek Squad. You know a bit more about hardware and you can make sure that computers are booting up and functioning correctly. But that's really it. Unforgiven 91 summarizes help desk as focus around user stupidity, Outlook issues, or password resets. Yep, 100%. Satanist Penguin, scary name bro, says password resets, printer issues, user accounts, and software setup. Try to skip help desk if you can. Go straight to desktop support. Yes, this. 1000%. But also, do you really need to spend years in desktop support? No. hard no, unequivocally no. We've already established that desktop support is fixing computers. Obviously more useful to be knowledgeable about BIOS and hardware than simply putting in a new password in Active Directory. But if we're talking about how it's supposed to prepare you for positions like security analyst, penetration testing, software engineering, hell, even system administration, then you, old man, are living in the past. Have to hyper specialize because there's too much crap in IT these days. We've reached critical mass and AI is coming for you, help desk, password reset, ticket jockeys. So pick a specialization and learn it. Take courses, certifications. Dare I say, go to a technical college. But for f***'s sake, everyone, please stop telling people that they need to do help desk. Thanks again to the sponsor of this video, Coursera, helping us get out of the abyss that is help desk. But most importantly, get the March promo while you can.